Hey guys, welcome to the Coffee and Coaching Podcast. I am Coach Kamara.
I'm Coach Jack G. We hope you enjoy today's episode. We hope you take a lot of value away from it, and we might even make you laugh a little bit.
We started this podcast to help empower and inspire you to take control and create the life that you want to lead.
But remember, everything we say is our opinion. We're not medical professionals. So if we talk about anything that you want to implement into your life, please go and speak to your doctor first.
If you enjoy the episode and you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe, share it with anyone that you think might take value from it. And if you can share it on your social media, it would be massively, massively appreciated.
That's enough of that. Let's get into today's episode. Quickie number 3.
Yeah, man. What are we chatting today?
Today, we're chatting about mental resilience. 1, what is it? What's this word? Is it just a buzzword or does it actually mean anything? And 2, why do you need more mental resilience? And then 3, how can you actually go about doing that? I think would be a nice way to approach this.
It is. I think resilience is one of the fucking biggest things that you need to succeed in anything in life. That's why I put it in the More Than Muscle program. It's module number 3. It's just, if you want to succeed in anything, you need resilience, because you won't reach that level of success that you're looking for without it. You'd have all the talent in the world, fucking best business idea, best genetics in the gym, best whatever, be in the best position with the best conditions, the best ingredients, like we spoke about in previous episodes, to make your dish. But if you haven't got resilience, you're not going to be able to handle all of the challenges that are going to pop up in your way to try and prevent you from achieving greatness. So resilience is super important. So Jack, what is resilience?
Exactly what you just said there, is that ability to just, for me, it's the confidence, like internal confidence, just like it's just in me right now that I know no matter what I do and what I accept to do, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like,
I can handle it.
I can handle this. Turned up to that triathlon on Wednesday, and it wasn't just and I never really thought about this until I got in the bus on the way down. It was an infantry triathlon event. And I got in, and my mate who's like got me into the event, who's still in the army, I served with him for years. He was like, this was my first one. And he goes, this won't be like the one you're doing in Bali, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, the Bala one, it's civvies, mate. This is army athletes. He said, no one's going here just to take part. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. Like for me, I was going, and I wasn't going just to take part, but I was going almost like it was to highlight all my weaknesses. I was like, I'm going to do this sprint at the halfway point towards the big one. Not even the big one, because I kind of want to do an Ironman now. But towards the Olympic, which is double the distance, and go, right, okay, that's where I'm shit. That's what was really hard. This felt gross. Go and work on those bits. Even what niggled, like my knees got sore on the lap 3 of the run. Okay, well, I need to do something about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I also didn't take into account that, right, well, if you're going there not ready, because I wasn't ready for that, everyone else who turned up there was on it. Like this was like pre-season. Yeah. You've trained all the way through the fucking off season, and you have that pre-season game to be like, we're fit. Let's go and put it to practice. That's what they all turned up to. And the sprint for them is like a warm-up, because these all do Olympics. Loads of them had the Ironman tattoo on their leg and all that. The Ironman's double the distance of an Olympic. It's a half marathon to finish the run. Yeah. It's gross. So these were like seasoned athletes. One of the girls there was just set the world record for the female triathlon.
Fucking hell.
Olympic triathlon time.
Sick.
So like these were quick, and I was like, oh. But still in my head just went, I'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was being in that environment, being able to step into that environment and go, yeah, I'll be all right. I'll just do it. I'll just not stop.
Yeah.
That's mental resilience to me. And that's what I want you listening to have. Because if you're listening to this, chances are you if you're there, fantastic, keep going. If you're not, you need it.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a great definition. Just don't stop. The ability to not stop.
Yeah. The ability to shut out all the external and internal voices that say, but what if?
The ability to withstand pain and discomfort. We need to write these down. It's the ability to not stop under extreme levels of pain and discomfort. Because your pursuit of whether it's physique, whether it's business, whether it's whatever, it's going to be extremely extremely discomfortable, extremely uncomfortable.
Nice word, that.
It's
Discomfortable. I like it.
It's going to
steal it.
It's going to be a lot of discomfort. It's going to be hard as fuck. I think there's almost, as well as with resilience, to me, there's elements of grit. It's almost like an element of like, I think if you can tap into the part of you that has to prove something as well, I think you can create a higher level of resilience when not necessarily proving it to other people, proving it to yourself what you're capable of. When the level of pressure goes to the next level, it's just like being a bit curious about what you can handle. Like, can I withstand this?
Yeah.
And just deciding to prove it to yourself. Because like I said to you in the last episode, like there's, from where I am now in terms of business compared to last year, it's literally double the amount of clients. The level of pressure and stress has gone through the roof in comparison to last year.
Yeah.
But I'm able to handle it better because of the resilience that I've built up. So I think we should speak about how you can start to build resilience as well.
I think before we do, it's really important because I think for some people, they might not connect the dots in their own life if they're not fully committed into the gym or to weight loss or to like a sport or like a competition. There might not be that crossover. So I just want to like really hit it home for you why this is important in all aspects of your life. If you're, for example, I've got a client right now, just gone into the final year of uni. Toughest part where you've got all your dissertations and everything, and stress is the highest. If he'd have come to me sooner, we could have increased his mental resilience so that when he got to that, he handled that pressure better. And I mean, he smashed it. He's on for a first. So he's crushed it. But his training fell off a little bit and his diet fell off a little bit because he had to focus solely on that. There's potential if we'd have done stuff before that his diet wouldn't have fell off or his training wouldn't have fell off because he'd have handled more. Mums or like expecting mums or people who are planning to have kids, that's going to be a huge extra pressure on your life. And people are like, okay, I'll just deal with it. But if you were to do something beforehand for a year, for 6 months, for whatever, before you even got pregnant, to go, I'm going to push myself to the absolute limit and prove to myself how far I can go, having a kid will be nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of just going, this is where I'm at now. I'm probably at my max with work and life and everything. Let's throw a baby in there and see what happens. Let's do that. Let's do no sleep. Yeah. Let's do like my mate's just had a kid and that's where he's at. The guy who went down to the triathlon, he's just had a kid. And I got there and he was like 2 hours sleep last night, lad. But it's okay. He's to a certain extent, like, you're never prepared to have a kid if you never had one, I don't think.
No. I am after fucking had Neo, mate. Oh my God.
Like the sleep deprivation and the working under tiredness, like he's pushed himself to extremes. Like he's going on selection for special forces. He's mentally resilient. Yeah. So the baby stuff, he come in, he was like, I'm tired. It's a pain in the arse. Like this is happening, that is happening. But he wasn't like, you know, when you speak to some people and they've just had a kid and you just see them and they're just done.
Yeah.
Like they're just fried.
Yeah.
Because it's just hit them like a train, the lack of sleep, like it's pushed them past their max.
Yeah.
He's already done that.
Yeah.
He's already been to that limit and been further than that, sleep deprivation wise and work wise and all that. So now the baby's come along. It's not ideal. He wants a good night's sleep. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't want to be fucking changing shitty nappies like 20 times a day, but
he can handle it.
He can handle it. And he's just like, he can handle it 4 hours sleep, turn up, do a triathlon. Do you know what I mean? That's what he done. Yeah. And thrive. He drove down there. He drove us down there and drove us back.
Yeah.
Not phased.
Yeah. And I think that's because he's put himself in a position where he has had to be resilient, so he's built it like a muscle.
Yeah.
I think when you just have I said this on a couple of episodes ago, didn't I? Where like I often see clients who go to uni who think that they've got so much stuff to do and they struggle with like just general life stuff and they're in first year. It's like you've got like 3 lectures to go to all week. You've maybe got like 2 hours of work to do across the rest of the week outside of that. And then the rest of your time is just, it's free. So you're not really under much pressure. But over time, as the pressure starts to increase and the level at which you have to execute goes up and the more pain and discomfort you have to withstand. So you will have been probably like you, doing all-nighters, having to fucking sleep there and stay awake in the woods at like 4 a.m. when you're just trying to fucking go. So when you've been exposed to that, it's very easy to have 2 hours of sleep and get up and thrive the following day. So how specifically can people start to build their mental resilience? Like, is there anything that you do with your clients? You just mentioned we could have done stuff with him.
I mean, some of the like fitness related stuff, obviously exercise is one, but that can be challenging because until you expose yourself to greater exercise, like we train with our clients, we know it. We know someone trains like a pussy, to put it in the nicest possible way. Go and train with them.
Yeah.
Show them how hard they can work.
Hurt them.
You've then showed them the next level and they go, oh, right, okay, so that's where I can work to.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that on your own.
Yeah.
But other things like heat exposure, cold exposure genuinely like change your physiology as well as just changing like mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So we know cold water exposure changes your physiology and you become cold adapted, and that changes your metabolic rate. But you also build up mental resilience by choosing to go and get in cold water. Something I said on a training video yesterday, right, was, do you ever say to a client, go and get a cold shower? And they go, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really? You're mad, you? And I said on this video yesterday, I was like, think about that. It's just cold water. It's a shower in your house and you're backing out of that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
I think that's a very key thing to speak about, because resilience is a decision. You don't have to be resilient.
Yeah.
You can be average for the rest of your life if you feel like it. Like, you can back out of a cold shower. Not the cold shower's gonna, it is what it is. It's like, but like, if you back out of a cold shower, you're probably also the type of person who's gonna back out of that difficult conversation you need to have with your wife. You're also probably the person who's gonna not have that conversation with your boss because you deserve a pay rise, but you're too scared to do it. So it's like training yourself to actually choose the hard option when it's the last thing you want to do, in the small minute things like getting a shower. Like I did an Instagram video on this a couple months back. When it's raining, sometimes I just take my coat off and just walk in the rain because it's uncomfortable. Yeah. Because I'm purposefully building resilience because I don't want to do that. No, I want to be warm and fucking and dry. Yeah. But I'm choosing to do something so minute because I'm training my resilience so that when it actually comes to it in real life, I can show resilience. So that you've got to choose to not be a muppet, is what we're saying. You choose to go to the next level. You've got to choose to push yourself out of your comfort zone, because otherwise you just stay there, lad. We spoke about this as well. Like it genuinely has knock-on effects into everything else that you do. So if you get in a cold shower and you fight that like knee-jerk reaction to make noise and to go, oh, like the first time you do it when you're not cold adapted. Yeah. And you make all them mad noises and you heavy breathe and you have that like shock response. If you fight that, you'll adapt to it quicker. Mm-hmm. But not only that, you will then have that will knock on in the rest of your life. So if you're someone who's very reactive, like I was, controlling that reaction in the shower has a knock-on effect into the rest of your life. So when I'm in the car and someone cuts me off, I'm no longer hanging out the window, calling them all the names under the sun and telling them why they're a shit driver. I just go and carry on. Yeah. Because I can feel the reaction and choose to control it. Mm-hmm. And that is powerful if you're in work. Like one of my mates, SF selection, on the hardest part of the whole selection, well, second hardest part of the whole selection process is in the jungle. And they spend 6 weeks in the jungle just getting thrashed. And he got a stand-up fail for losing his shit. And that's like, there's no arguing there. They say, you're out. There's no like explaining yourself. Yeah. Tired, exhausted, hot in the jungle, wet, every day, lost his cool because he's very reactive. Mm-hmm. If he was to do that, control that, learn to control that, he wouldn't have failed in the jungle. Mm-hmm. Either controlled that and that knock-on effect. And if you're someone who's reactive in work and life to your partner, them tough conversations, it's going to change your life. All you can do is sit in a hot room or sit in a sauna, sit in a cold shower, like go for a run in the rain, go and get your steps in the rain, like do the little stupid things where you're like, I don't want to do this. And we'll go and do it then. Like that game. Isn't it?
Yeah, what don't I want to do right now? Yeah, worst game in the world, it's great.
We made the game for everyone listening last year, where it's like when the little inner bitch inside your head starts telling you to not do something, you just do exactly what it's
You can
telling
do
not
it
to
right now. If you're listening to this, Quickie, right now, as you're listening to this, ask yourself, what don't you want to do right now? We can guarantee that thing that you don't want to do right now is probably something that will benefit your life.
Might be meal prepping, might be go to the gym, might be fucking stretching, whatever it is. Just do it, lad.
We used to do it in the gym, didn't we?
Stop being a pussy, lad. Do it.
We'd be like doing a workout and he'd go, what don't you want to do right now? And I'd be like, another set. And he'd be like, we'll do 25 reps then. Like, oh, I hate you. Okay. Just for that little bit of...
Just be curious about life. Just be curious about what you want to do, what your body's capable of. Like, yeah, just stop being a muppet. I think that's it, innit? Just stop being a muppet. You done?
Yeah, and there's the practical tools to stop being a muppet.
5 stars, nothing less.